He's referred to as the Lonely Master in China. He is Jimmer Fredette. He just turned 31, and he is playing for the Shanghai Sharks. He scored 70 points in the game, the former BYU star. In fact, it was 10 years ago today, Jimmer, that you had 43 points as BYU beat San Diego State. Kawhi Leonard was playing for San Diego State at the time. He scored 22. Thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing great, Dan. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And yes, those were great memories 10 years ago. That's for sure.
What do you remember about Kawhi Leonard back then?
I mean, the thing about Kawhi is he was only there for 2 years, but I played him those 2 years, and from his freshman year to his sophomore year, you could tell he got substantially better, especially offensively. He was always gifted athletically. Rebounded extremely well. That was one of the big things to try to keep him off the glass, but he could just play defense. He affected the game in so many different ways. But then sophomore year, he started shooting, a little bit more from mid range and from the 3-point area, just got a little bit better offensively. And then obviously as he got into the NBA, he's just, blown up. He's played unbelievable basketball.
So you scored 70 a couple of days ago. Did you score 70 on purpose?
No, not really. I definitely just wanted to go out there and just be aggressive.
Did you know
and play my game? It just was.
But did you know you had 70?
One of those games.
Did you know you were like, hey, you got 64? You can get 70.
Oh, I definitely knew what my point total was because the scoreboard is right there. You can see your points, throughout the whole game. So obviously you're aware of what's going on. But at the end of the game, I got a steal at the end of the game, and it was just kind of one of those things where I was at 68 and I got an easy steal and was able to go in and, make it for the 70th point. So I wasn't planning on it, but, it happened and, it was a fun night for sure.
Have you ever scored 70 before in a game?
Actually, I have. So this is actually my third time scoring over 70 in the CBA. So I've scored 75, 73, and then this is my 70. So I've done it 3 times. The only player to ever do it in the CBA, I guess. So
the talent that you're playing against is comparable to what?
These guys they're good players. They're good professional basketball players. It's not, European, EuroLeague level, but they're really good players. They're strong, athletic guys. Several of these Chinese guys have played, have had a little bit of stints in the NBA or in the G League or in some of those things, obviously, but they're high level players. But what they are is they're strong and they're physical, especially on the defensive end. They come after, the Americans every single night. They don't want you to score the basketball. They'll double, triple team you. They'll foul you. They'll push you to do everything they can to get under your skin and in your head. So it's definitely not easy on a nightly basis. But we have the ball in our hands so much that sometimes you're able to just, have a great game and just start feeling it.
Well, how concerned were you? Here you are married, you got 2 kids, you're going to China, you got COVID. The Hong Kong situation with the NBA, with Daryl Morey's comments, was there any trepidation about going back to China?
For me, obviously, during this period of COVID, that was, the biggest concern, for us, but we knew coming over here that we were probably going to be in a bubble for the whole season, and we have been. So as long as we were able to get the visa, that was probably the hardest thing to do, was to actually get the visa to be able to come over to play. But I knew that I was going to be over here for a long period of time without my family. So that's by far the hardest thing. I haven't been able to see him for 4 months.
No.
And, we'll play another 2 months over here at least until we go back home. So, I have 2 young ones, and that's not easy, but it's a sacrifice you make sometimes as an overseas basketball player. So I'm blessed to be able to have an opportunity to play still and make money and be able to provide for my family. So you have to look at it that way sometimes.
But if you weren't playing in China, what would you be doing? Where would you be playing?
I'd probably be playing in the EuroLeague still. I was with Panathinaikos in Greece last year. which was a great experience. I loved Athens. Really, really awesome to be able to go around Europe and see all the cool cities in Europe and be able to play against some great basketball teams and basketball players. But I had a second year option to go back to Greece, but we decided not to. And this opportunity with Shanghai came back up, and decided to take this one. And it's been fun.
The Jimmer Fredette Family Foundation's mission is to spread kindness and strengthen families so they can raise children with strong moral character, and they come to the aid of youth who are hungry, cold, bullied, or afraid. It's the Fredette Family Foundation. Your first NBA game, I believe, was against Kobe Bryant?
Yes, it was. Obviously, this is the year anniversary of his passing, and that it was so tragic. I remember, last year when we were in Greece, my wife and I were sitting on the couch, and we got the news, and it was just absolutely devastating for everybody involved. Not with Kobe's family, but also the other families that were involved in the helicopter crash. But my first game, I walked in, I subbed into the game, and we were playing against the Lakers. I was with the Sacramento Kings, so it was a little rivalry. Everyone was amped up, and I walk in, and of course, the first person that guards me is Kobe Bryant, and he walks right up to me. He puts his forearm right into my chest and just says, "Welcome to the NBA." And I was like, "All right, here we go, me versus Kobe." So it was a welcome to the NBA moment for sure.
How did you do?
I think I was scared to take the first couple of shots. I think he was like stepping back and giving me those shots too. He was like, "All right," almost daring me to shoot it, and that's what I do. That's what I do, But your first NBA game, you're just like, you don't know exactly what's going on. You're just trying to figure it all out. And as I got into the game, I got a little bit better. But those first couple of possessions were definitely something that I remember.
We ask this every time we have you on. Why aren't you on an NBA roster?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a mixture of a lot of different reasons, obviously. But at this point, I've had a couple of chances in the NBA, and some places have been better than others. But ultimately, my path has led me over to Shanghai and playing in Europe and playing in China. It's more recently, and it's been a great opportunity and situation for me. So honestly, I'm grateful and happy for the situation that I've been able to find over here, been able to succeed and do really well, make a name for myself over here, not only just in China, but back in the US. People are still, seeing the highlights and seeing how I'm doing, which has been really, really great to be able to do. The NBA it was a great opportunity for me, but it didn't work out necessarily exactly how I thought it would, or many people thought it would, but it hasn't stopped me from continuing to play at a high level of basketball.
But would you rather be the man in China or a bench player in the NBA?
For me, it depends on the situation. Like if I was a bench player that was coming in and playing, there I was allowed to play my game and was, playing 20 minutes a game and able to be a really integral part of a team, then I would love to be able to do that. No, obviously, I'd love to be able to compete against the best in the world and be able to make an impact on a team like that. But being here in China and being able to have the impact that I've had, not just on the court but off the court, has been something that's been special. So I'd rather be doing that than necessarily just sitting on an NBA bench just to sit there. I think it's been better for my career and better for the impact.
Is your nickname the Lonely Master?
Yeah, it's the Lonely Master. So it's Jimo Dashen is what it's called. And Jimo means lonely, and it sounds like Jimmer, Jimo, and that's how people kind of pronounce my name over here. They can't really pronounce the ER, so they say Jimo, and it means lonely, and then they put Dashen at the end, which means actually God, I guess. And then we changed it kind of to Lonely Master. So I didn't want to be known as a god, so I just said let's do the Lonely Master.
But is it lonely? So lonely is based on how they pronounce your name. They don't think you're lonely. Yeah. They just, I mean, you are sort of lonely.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of a double meaning for it. What they told me, the interpretation from what my teammates told me. The fans said that, Jimo, obviously you're alone. You're kind of over here by yourself. You're not with your family for one thing, but also it kind of means like you're kind of on the top of the mountain and no one can kind of reach your level. You know what I mean? So they're kind of saying like it's lonely on the top. And that's kind of the double meaning for it. And my first year that I got here, I got that nickname, and we had a great season. Was MVP of the year, so it kind of just stuck, I guess.
Are they going to build a statue? Doesn't Stephon Marbury have a statue over there, Jimmer?
Yeah, he does. He does out inside of the Beijing arena. I don't know if I'm at that level. I mean, he's the biggest thing that has been over here, and his team won 3 championships while he was there in Beijing, and they hadn't won for a long time. So we haven't won any championships yet. Maybe if we get one, we'll see. But yeah, he's got the statue out in front of the Beijing arena.
Could you give me 100 in a game over there?
Maybe we'll see. It's gonna have to go into like 4 or 5 overtimes probably, but I'll try for you. I'll try.
But you get the green light, right? You can shoot whenever you want to.
Yes.
Right?
You definitely get the green light. They want you to score. Like, they bring you over here specifically to score the basketball. Like, that's what they're looking for. The Chinese players expect that from you. You have the ball in your hands. If you're a scorer, they want you to score. If you're a big guy, they want you to get 20 rebounds a game, 5 blocks, that type of thing. They bring you over here for a reason. Obviously you don't score, 70 points every night, but every once in a while you're able to feel good. And I felt good last night and was able to make shots.
And you don't have to play any defense, right?
Only on certain occasions, of course.
Yeah, this is just like BYU. You don't have to play any defense, and you get to shoot. You got the green light, Jimmer.
Hey, you can do whatever you want. You gotta stick to your lane. Do what you're good at, right?
What is behind you? Like, is that your apartment?
So I'm in my hotel room right now.
Okay.
And we're in Juji, China. And so I've been in this hotel room for 4 months. So this has been what I've been seeing for the last 4 months. Just kind of this curtain behind me and this small little room that we're in. So yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Is there like a Buffalo Wild Wings over there, or a Jersey Mike's sub, or is there anything that reminds you of home?
I mean, in this city, no. So it's funny because, this city is considered a small city in China, but there's 7 million people here. And that's just kind of what they consider a small city. And, but the thing is, we can't actually leave the bubble. So we've been in the hotel, and they have, a buffet that's prepared for us every day. And basically my meal is, I get a salad with some white rice and chicken breast every day. And that's what I've been eating for the last 4 months. So I feel like I'm on a bodybuilding diet. So I feel healthy and feel good. But not anything of normalcy at this point. But hopefully when I get back to Shanghai, and I'll be able to get some stuff.
Lonely Master. He's the Lonely Master joining us from China. Hey, congrats, Jimmer. And I hope you get a chance to see your family here soon. And good luck over there. And, next time you go over 70, we'll have you back on again.
Sounds good, Dan. I appreciate it. Thank you. Love the show.
Thank you, buddy. That's Jimmer Fredette joining us from somewhere in China. Shanghai Sharks point guard.